Ashley Z.J. Cooper, a 17-year-old senior at Edison High School, left volleyball practice in suburban Minneapolis at approximately 6:30 p.m. on December 15, 2017. The evening was particularly cold, with temperatures dropping to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. She sent her father, Detective James Cooper of the Minneapolis Police Department, a text message at 6:42 p.m. informing him she would be studying at her friend Emma's house and would return by 9 p.m., a routine activity for the honor student who maintained a perfect 4.0 GPA. Ashley, known for her punctuality and honesty, had never missed curfew before. She served as volleyball team captain and had recently received early acceptance to Northwestern University's pre-med program. A dedicated student athlete, she balanced her academic achievements with volunteer work at Minneapolis General Hospital, where she had spent the previous summer helping in the pediatric ward. By 9:15 p.m., when James hadn't heard from his daughter, he began sending text messages. The messages showed as read but received no response. His calls went straight to voicemail. Ashley's cheerful greeting becoming increasingly concerning with each attempt. At 9:45 p.m., James contacted Emma's parents only to discover their daughter had been at her grandmother's house all evening. This was the first time Ashley had ever lied about her whereabouts. Earlier that day, neighbor Mrs. Ruth Peterson had observed an unfamiliar black Mercedes with tinted windows idling near the Cooper residence around noon. She later described it to investigators as the kind of car you'd see in the downtown business district. This detail would prove crucial as the investigation unfolded. A search of Ashley's bedroom revealed her volleyball bag was still packed with her tournament clothes for the upcoming weekend competition. Her Northwestern acceptance letter remained proudly displayed on the family refrigerator. The room showed no signs of planned departure. Her laptop remained open on her desk, displaying a half-finished college scholarship essay. By 10:30 p.m., Detective Cooper's police instincts were screaming that something was terribly wrong. He contacted the Minneapolis Police Department's Missing Persons Unit, where Officer Sarah Martinez took the initial report, noting Ashley's description. 5 feet 8 inches, 135 pounds, wearing a navy blue Edison High varsity volleyball jacket, black leggings, and white Nike volleyball shoes. The Minneapolis Police Department initiated a search operation focusing on the school grounds and surrounding areas. Local news channels began covering the disappearance as community members distributed flyers throughout the suburban Minneapolis neighborhood. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our upcoming videos. By 11 p.m., Detective James Cooper officially reported his daughter missing despite department protocol typically requiring a 24-hour waiting period for teens. His status as a decorated detective and Ashley's documented responsible behavior prompted immediate action. Officer Martinez escalated the case, noting the inconsistency between Ashley's known character and her sudden disappearance. The initial investigation revealed Ashley's last known location as Edison High School's main parking lot. Security footage showed her walking to her red Toyota Corolla at 6:37 p.m. carrying her volleyball gear. Her car was later found still parked in the school lot, its driver's door locked, her team jacket neatly folded on the passenger seat. A receipt from the school's vending machine timestamped 6:15 p.m. lay in the cup holder. Emma Richardson, Ashley's best friend since 7th grade, provided crucial testimony that contradicted the story Ashley had told her father. During her interview, Emma appeared visibly distressed, stating, "Ashley never mentioned studying together. We actually had plans to review for finals next week, not tonight. She's been kind of distant lately, keeping to herself more than usual." Further interviews with volleyball teammates painted a picture of subtle changes in Ashley's behavior over the past months. Sarah Martinez, the team's libero, reported, "Ashley started missing optional morning practices about 2 months ago. She said she was doing extra credit work, but she's always been a straight A student. It didn't make sense." The investigation team discovered Ashley maintained a rigorous daily schedule. She typically arrived at school by 7:15 a.m., attended advanced placement classes until 3:30 p.m., followed by volleyball practice from 4 to 6:30 p.m. Her phone records showed she usually called her mother Linda during her drive home, a call that never happened on December 15th. Linda Cooper, a high school guidance counselor, provided investigators with Ashley's academic records. They revealed a stellar student who had never missed a single day of school in her senior year. Her college applications showed acceptances from not only Northwestern but also Johns Hopkins and Stanford universities. A letter of recommendation from her AP biology teacher described her as remarkably focused and trustworthy. The first 48 hours of the investigation proved crucial. Detective Sarah Williams of the Missing Persons Unit uncovered unusual activity on Ashley's social media accounts. While her public Instagram profile showed normal teenage activities, her phone contained a messaging app called SecureChat that had been downloaded 3 months prior. The app's data was encrypted, but investigators noted high activity between 3:45 p.m. and 6:15 p.m. on the day of her disappearance. Coach Patricia Martinez, who had worked with Ashley for 4 years, provided concerning information about a man she'd seen speaking to Ashley after practice 2 weeks earlier. He looked professional, maybe mid-50s, wearing an expensive suit. I assumed he was a college recruiter, but Ashley seemed uncomfortable. When I approached them, he quickly left. Review of school security footage from that day showed a black Mercedes matching Mrs. Peterson's description parked in the visitor's lot from 5:45 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. The vehicle's windows were indeed heavily tinted, making driver identification impossible. The license plate was partially obscured, but investigators could make out the letters milligram at the beginning. By December 17, the investigation expanded to include the FBI's Child Exploitation Unit after Ashley's laptop revealed concerning internet search history. Searches included phrases like age of consent in Minnesota and how to hide chat messages from parents. The discoveries shifted the investigation's focus, suggesting Ashley might have been involved in a relationship she was keeping secret from her family and friends. Local news coverage intensified as the community grappled with the disappearance of who many described as the last person you'd expect this to happen to. As search teams combed through Minneapolis suburbs, Ashley's volleyball team organized a candlelight vigil at Edison High School attended by over 500 community members. On December 18, 2017, at approximately 8:15 a.m., warehouse security guard Michael Torres discovered Ashley Cooper's body in the abandoned Riverside Industrial Complex on Minneapolis's north side. The location, a former textile manufacturing facility, had been vacant for nearly 3 years. Ashley's body was found in what appeared to be a carefully staged scene in the building's former office area. The initial crime scene investigation revealed Ashley was still wearing her Edison High School volleyball practice clothes. Her phone and car keys were placed deliberately on a dusty desk nearby. Detective Williams noted the location showed signs of extensive cleaning despite the building's overall deteriorated state, suggesting a calculated attempt to remove evidence. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's preliminary report documented the time of death between 9:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. on December 15. The report noted ligature marks on her wrists indicating restraint and signs of strangulation using what appeared to be a silk scarf later identified as a Hermes brand accessory. The medical examiner Dr. Sarah Chen observed that the carefully knotted scarf and positioning of the body suggested premeditation rather than an impulsive act. Minneapolis Police Chief Robert Martinez held a press conference at 2 p.m. officially upgrading the case to a homicide investigation. Local media descended on the warehouse as crime scene units processed the location. Channel 5 News helicopter footage showed investigators focusing on tire tracks preserved in the warehouse's gravel parking area matching the width of a Mercedes-Benz S-Class vehicle. The Edison High School community reacted with profound shock. Principal David Thompson suspended classes for the remainder of the week. Ashley's volleyball teammates gathered at the Cooper residence wearing their team jerseys in solidarity. Sarah Martinez, Ashley's teammate, spoke to reporters through tears. "She was our captain, our friend. Who would do this to someone so kind?" James and Linda Cooper appeared briefly at a police press conference, their grief palpable. Detective Cooper, now removed from the investigation due to personal connection, spoke only briefly. "Someone planned this. Someone knew her routine. We will find who did this to our daughter." Linda Cooper clutched Ashley's Northwestern acceptance letter, unable to speak. The discovery location raised immediate questions among investigators. The Riverside Industrial Complex required key card access despite its abandoned status. Security logs showed only 3 active key cards for the building. The property's management company confirmed all were assigned to Catherine Montgomery of Prestige Real Estate Holdings, the company handling the building's eventual sale. Before we continue with how investigators uncovered crucial digital evidence, let us know in the comments if you've ever heard of a case similar to this in your area. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on this developing story. The Digital Forensics Unit of the Minneapolis Police Department began their intensive examination of Ashley Cooper's devices on December 19, 2017. Lead forensic analyst Kevin Chen discovered the first breakthrough when accessing Ashley's MacBook Air. Behind a carefully constructed series of encrypted folders, he found a second email account. ashlefuturm28@gmail.com, created 4 months prior to her death. The email account's first communication originated from a james.wilson.investment@gmail.com dated August 15, 2017. The initial message appeared innocuous. Dear Ashley, I was impressed by your investment club presentation at the Youth Business Leadership Conference. I believe you have potential for a promising career in financial management. Would you be interested in a mentorship opportunity? Detective Sarah Williams noted Ashley's school records confirmed her attendance at the conference, where she had won first place for her analysis of medical technology stocks. The timing suggested careful targeting of a high-achieving student. The email exchange quickly moved to a messaging app called SecureChat, where James Wilson's communications showed a calculated pattern of grooming. Cybersecurity experts recovered deleted messages revealing Wilson had systematically built Ashley's trust through discussions of college plans, investment strategies, and career advice. By September, the conversations shifted to more personal topics. Wilson claimed to be a 35-year-old investment banker, though he never shared photos of himself. The messages showed he had learned intimate details about Ashley's life, her dreams of medical school, and her parents' expectations. Before we dive deeper, let us know in the comments if you've ever encountered someone misrepresenting themselves online. We'd love to hear your stories, and don't forget to subscribe for more true crime investigations. The digital forensics team discovered a hidden photo folder containing images of expensive gifts, a Cartier bracelet, Northwestern University memorabilia, and designer scarves. The timestamps matched unexplained deposits into Ashley's personal bank account totaling $15,000 over 3 months. The payment source traced back to an offshore account registered to a shell corporation. By October, the messages revealed a clear pattern of emotional manipulation. Wilson wrote, "You're so much more mature than other girls your age. You understand the world in a way they never will." And later, "Your parents wouldn't understand what we have. They'd try to keep us apart. This has to be our secret." The breakthrough came when analysts cracked an encrypted file containing Ashley's personal diary entries. The final entry, dated December 15, 2017, read, "Meeting Jay today. He says he has connections at Northwestern's medical school. Says he can guarantee my admission into their MD PhD program. I know I should tell Dad, but this could be my only chance. Emma would freak if she knew. Meeting at the old warehouse where his wife's company has offices. He says it's private there, no one will see us." Detective Williams discovered Ashley had installed a location-sharing app that provided timestamps of her movements on December 15. The data showed her leaving school at 6:37 p.m., arriving at the Riverside Industrial Complex at 7:05 p.m. The final location ping occurred at 9:27 p.m. Further analysis of the SecureChat messages revealed Wilson had methodically isolated Ashley from friends and family. Messages showed him encouraging her to skip volleyball practices, create cover stories about study sessions, and distance herself from teammates. A recovered voice message captured his manipulation. "They're jealous of your potential, Ashley. They'll try to hold you back. I'm the only one who truly understands you." The investigation team connected Wilson's IP addresses to multiple locations throughout Minneapolis, including a high-rise office building downtown and a residence in the affluent Kenwood neighborhood. The digital trail painted a picture of calculated deception leading directly to the Riverside Industrial Complex, where Ashley met her fate. Through meticulous digital forensics and IP address tracking, investigators identified James Wilson as Robert Montgomery, a 55-year-old senior partner at Meridian Global Investments. Montgomery's reputation in Minneapolis's financial district painted a picture of success. Harvard Business School graduate, founding member of the Minnesota Investment Council, and husband of 25 years to Catherine Montgomery, a prominent real estate executive at Prestige Real Estate Holdings. The investigation revealed Montgomery had orchestrated his first encounter with Ashley Cooper far earlier than the Youth Business Leadership Conference. Security footage from Edison High School showed his black Mercedes S-Class parked during 3 investment club meetings in early August 2017. He had carefully studied Ashley's routines before initiating contact through the seemingly innocent mentorship email. Bank records exposed a calculated pattern of gifts. Montgomery had established an offshore account under Peninsula Ventures LLC, withdrawing over $25,000 between August and December. The purchases included a $4,500 Cartier bracelet from Midwest Jewelers, designer scarves from Nordstrom, and Northwestern University merchandise. A $15,000 wire transfer to Ashley's account was disguised as a merit scholarship from a fictitious educational foundation. Before we continue, let us know in the comments if you've ever encountered someone using their professional status to gain trust. Don't forget to subscribe for more true crime investigations. Hotel security footage from the Minneapolis Grand Hotel captured Montgomery and Ashley meeting in the lobby cafe on multiple occasions. Staff member Jennifer Martinez later testified, "He always requested the private corner booth. She wore her school uniform. I assumed he was her uncle or something. He'd get angry if I approached while they were talking." The investigation uncovered a pattern of strategic manipulation. Montgomery had created detailed dossiers on Ashley's interests, medical school ambitions, and family dynamics. Recovered emails showed him leveraging this information, claiming connections to Northwestern's medical school dean and promising to secure her future. Text messages revealed systematic isolation tactics. "Your friends can't understand what we're building here. This is about your future, Ashley. Sometimes we have to keep important things private." Ashley's behavioral changes became apparent to those around her. Volleyball teammate Sarah Johnson reported to investigators. She started missing practices, claiming doctor appointments. She'd get these expensive coffee drinks she never bought before. "Once I saw her get into a black Mercedes, but she said it was her uncle's." Emma Richardson, Ashley's best friend, noted, "She stopped sharing things with me. She was always checking her phone and would get anxious if she couldn't respond to messages right away." The investigation revealed Montgomery had orchestrated meetings across Minneapolis using his business connections to maintain privacy. Security footage from various locations showed a pattern. September 3rd, Minneapolis Public Library Private Study Room. September 15th, Skyway Coffee Shop during school lunch period. October 7th, Art Institute Cafe Garden. November 12th, Riverside Complex initial visit. December 1st, Downtown Office Building Conference Room. Catherine Montgomery's real estate office provided access to numerous private meeting locations, including the Riverside Industrial Complex, where Ashley would ultimately be found. Analysis of key card access logs showed Robert had obtained a copy of his wife's security credentials in November. Montgomery's manipulation extended to Ashley's college applications. Emails revealed he had convinced her to apply early decision to Northwestern, promising to handle everything. He had accessed her application portal using credentials she provided at his request, making unauthorized changes to her essays and recommendations. Financial records showed Montgomery had a history of concerning behavior. Human resources files from Meridian Global contained 2 sealed complaints from young female interns in 2015 and 2016. Both cases were quietly resolved with non-disclosure agreements and transfers to different departments. A critical discovery came from Ashley's personal diary stored in her school laptop. "R says will go public after I turn 18. His leaving C. Says she never understood him like I do. Sometimes I feel guilty about C, but R says she's been checked out of their marriage for years. His going to help me become someone important. Dad would never understand. He still thinks I'm a kid." Before the events of December 15th, Montgomery had carefully constructed an alternate reality for Ashley. Text messages showed promises of a shared future. "Just a few more months until you're 18. I've already looked at apartments near Northwestern. Everything is arranged." His calculated manipulation had successfully isolated her from friends and family, creating dependency on his guidance and validation. As the investigation zeroed in on Robert Montgomery, the polished facade of Minneapolis's elite investment banker began to crumble. Detective Williams uncovered sealed records from 1998 and 2003 in Boston and Chicago, revealing a pattern of allegations from young female employees. Each case had been quietly settled, the records buried beneath non-disclosure agreements that paved Montgomery's calculated relocation to Minneapolis. On December 21, 2017, The interview with Catherine Montgomery in her corner office at Meridian Global Investments marked a crucial turning point. Her carefully maintained composure cracked when detectives presented evidence of her husband's activities. The warehouse key card. "I thought he was meeting clients," she whispered, manicured hands trembling as she recognized the access logs. Her credentials had been used to enter the Riverside complex 17 times in the previous month, always between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Digital forensics extracted from Robert's Mercedes S-Class navigation system painted a damning picture. The vehicle's GPS tracked regular routes between Edison High School, the Minneapolis Grand Hotel, and the Riverside complex. On December 15, the Mercedes arrived at the warehouse at 6:55 p.m. Departing at 10:15 p.m. Security footage revealed a second vehicle, Catherine's black Range Rover, entering the complex at 9:05 p.m. Before we dive deeper into this investigation, let us know in the comments if you've ever noticed suspicious patterns in someone's behavior. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this case. The financial investigation exposed an intricate web of deception. Beyond the gifts lavished on Ashley, Montgomery had methodically withdrawn $50,000 from joint accounts in the weeks before December 15. Catherine's signature appeared on transfer authorizations, though she claimed ignorance, insisting Robert handled all financial matters. Bank records showed cash withdrawals strategically timed to avoid reporting requirements. Jennifer Torres, a longtime concierge at Minneapolis Grand Hotel, provided testimony that shed new light on the family dynamics. On December 13, she observed Robert Montgomery in an agitated state, speaking intensely into his phone. "She's ruining everything." When Catherine appeared unexpectedly in the lobby, Robert hastily directed Ashley toward the service elevator. Hotel security footage corroborated this account, capturing the panic in Robert's movements as he orchestrated their narrow escape. The investigation's most significant breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Maria Sanchez, a housekeeper at Minneapolis Grand Hotel, discovered a discarded phone behind an ornamental lobby plant. The device contained partially deleted messages between Catherine and Robert Montgomery, revealing Catherine had uncovered the relationship weeks earlier. Her final message to Robert, sent at 8:45 p.m. on December 15, carried a chilling finality: "It ends tonight. I'll handle everything." On December 23, 2017, Catherine Montgomery's carefully constructed alibi crumbled during her third police interview. Security footage from Prestige Real Estate's downtown office contradicted her claim of working late on December 15. Her assistant Jessica Martinez revealed Catherine had left abruptly at 8:30 p.m. saying, "I need to handle a situation at the Riverside property." Robert Montgomery, facing mounting evidence, broke his silence on December 24. In a 4-hour interview with Detective Williams, he offered a partial confession, his polished demeanor finally cracking. Catherine wasn't supposed to be there. Everything was under control until she showed up. His statement inadvertently exposed a darker history. Catherine had helped cover up similar relationships in Boston and Chicago, orchestrating the non-disclosure agreements and coordinating their strategic relocations. The full horror of Ashley's final hours emerged through forensic evidence. Security footage showed Ashley entering the warehouse at 7:05 p.m. expecting to discuss Northwestern Medical School connections. At 9:05 p.m. Catherine arrived, confronting Ashley with printed copies of her conversations with Robert. The medical examiner's analysis of Ashley's phone revealed a final attempted call to her father at 9:22 p.m., blocked by the warehouse's concrete walls. Before we continue, let us know in the comments if this case reminds you of similar incidents in your area. Don't forget to subscribe for case updates. The Montgomerys' elaborate cover-up attempt unraveled quickly. Investigators discovered industrial-grade cleaning supplies in Catherine's Range Rover, matching residue found at the crime scene. Robert had orchestrated alibis with business associates, while Catherine had backdated real estate documents to justify her warehouse access. On January 3, 2018, police simultaneously arrested Robert and Catherine Montgomery at their Kenwood mansion. As news of their arrest spread, 3 women came forward with similar stories from the Montgomerys' time in Boston and Chicago. Each described Robert's grooming through mentorship programs and Catherine's role in silencing victims. The legal proceedings began in March 2018 in Hennepin County Courthouse. District Attorney Sarah Morrison presented a comprehensive case spanning multiple jurisdictions. The prosecution's evidence included thousands of text messages, security footage from 7 locations, and testimony from previous victims. Digital forensics experts demonstrated how Robert had systematically targeted vulnerable high-achieving students through investment clubs and mentorship programs. The defense strategy diverged for the couple. Robert's attorneys attempted to paint him as a victim of mental illness, claiming a midlife crisis had triggered inappropriate boundaries. Catherine's team argued she had acted in temporary insanity upon discovering her husband's infidelity. Both strategies collapsed when forensic psychologist Dr. James Wilson testified about their calculated patterns of predatory behavior. Previous victims' testimony proved devastating. Emma Richardson, now 32, described a nearly identical scenario from Boston in 2003. Mrs. Montgomery offered to make it go away if I signed the papers. She knew exactly what her husband was doing. 2 other survivors from Chicago shared similar accounts, establishing a decade-long pattern. The jury deliberated for just 4 hours. On June 15, 2018, they returned with unanimous guilty verdicts. Catherine Montgomery was convicted of first-degree murder with Judge Michael Thompson citing her cold premeditation and history of enabling predatory behavior. She received life imprisonment without possibility of parole. Robert Montgomery was found guilty of second-degree murder and multiple counts of sexual exploitation, receiving a 45-year sentence. During sentencing, Ashley's father, Detective Cooper, addressed the court. "You didn't just take my daughter's life. You systematically destroyed her trust, her relationships, her future. You were predators masquerading as mentors." His words would later be quoted in legislation expanding protection for students in mentorship programs. The aftermath of Ashley Cooper's murder fundamentally transformed Minneapolis's approach to student safety. In January 2019, Edison High School implemented the Ashley's Law protocol requiring extensive background checks for all mentorship programs. The Cooper family channeled their grief into establishing the Ashley Cooper Foundation, focusing on protecting students from online predators. Detective James Cooper resigned from active duty, dedicating himself to the foundation's work. Speaking at schools across Minnesota, he shared Ashley's story. "My daughter was brilliant, but even the brightest stars can be dimmed by calculated manipulation." Linda Cooper established a scholarship program at Northwestern University's medical school, fulfilling Ashley's dream of helping others in medicine. Before we continue, let us know in the comments if your local schools have similar safety programs. Don't forget to subscribe for updates on the Foundation's work. The case prompted Minnesota legislators to pass the Cooper-Martinez Safety Act in 2020, requiring schools to monitor online communication between students and mentors. The bill received unanimous support after several of Montgomery's previous victims testified before the state Senate. Catherine Montgomery currently serves her life sentence at Minnesota Correctional Facility Shakopee, where she maintains her isolation in maximum security. Her 2021 appeal was denied, with the court citing overwhelming evidence of premeditation. She shares a cell block with other high-profile offenders and is permitted 2 supervised visits per month, though prison records indicate she receives none. Robert Montgomery resides in Oak Park Heights Maximum Security Prison, serving his 45-year sentence. His attempt for reduced sentencing in 2022 was rejected. Prison officials note he continues to deny full responsibility, claiming emotional instability, despite psychiatric evaluations indicating calculated behavior. The Ashley Cooper Memorial Volleyball Tournament became an annual event at Edison High School, drawing teams nationwide. The tournament raises funds for online safety education and provides self-defense training for young athletes. In 2023, the foundation launched a mobile app helping students verify mentors' credentials and report suspicious behavior. Each December 15th, the Minneapolis community holds a candlelight vigil at Edison High School's volleyball court. The 2024 gathering attracted over 1,000 participants, including several of Montgomery's previous victims now working as youth safety advocates. Ashley's legacy continues through the foundation's work. By 2025, over 50,000 students across Minnesota completed the Cooper Safety Protocol training. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that predators can hide behind prestigious titles and that community vigilance remains crucial in protecting vulnerable youth. The volleyball court at Edison High School now bears Ashley's number and a plaque reading, "Forever Our Captain," protecting others through her legacy. Her Northwestern acceptance letter hangs in the school's guidance office beside information about the Ashley Cooper Foundation, reminding students to trust their instincts and maintain open communication with family and friends.